For today, we are going to be making a custom DIY dress form. Now let's get into the video. In order to make this custom dress form for yourself, you are going to need a friend or a family member or whoever you like. But we are in a pandemic during this time, so I do not have someone with me. But for this dress form, it's going to be for drag queens specifically. Most drag queens do pad up and wear breastplates, so we're gonna work around that. All the supplies that you will be needing for this video will be listed below in the description, so check that out. The main thing that you'll be needing for this dress form is gum tape. The first thing you want to do is cut out 3 strips, 8 inches, 11 inches, and 5 inches. But what you want to do is split this into 3 pieces just because your body does have curves and want to make sure you are able to form the tape around curves. We'll start cutting out a bunch of these before you do anything. Before we start, you want to make sure you have all your undergarments that you usually wear when you're performing, whether that's a bra, a shapewear, or corset. And for this part, we're just going to put a simple stretchy long sleeve. This is an athlete shirt over the top. This is going to be the setup just because when we put the breastplate over, we do want to shape the tape around the bust area just so we have that deep cut inside between instead of it stretching from side to side. You really can't put tape in between because the fabric's just pulling, which is not a bad thing, but if you want to make more versatile costumes or versatile outfits, it's good to have the bust shape inside. For safety precautions, we are going to be taping the shoulders and the side seams. Tape up the waist as well. I'm gonna grab our plastic wrap and wrap the whole body, and then wrap it under the breastplate. At this time, I also want to give a shout out to Nomi B because we did try this out, and without her letting me experiment or try to make one for her, I wouldn't be able to make this video as great as I can make it without her help. For the sponge, I just have a regular sponge. You can buy it at a Dollar General store, and you're just gonna tap some water. You really don't need that much. The less the better. It will become more tacky. Grab a strip, place it right on top, and then you want to smooth it outwards. Dab and push it down. You don't want to have any bumps happening. Feather everything out and press down your edges because the edges are the one thing that does roll up. What I would recommend is also going with a second layer on top, just because you really want the bust area to stay stiff. You don't want it to collapse. Same thing I did to the top, but now to the bottom with some cellophane wrap. Use the thinner strips, go under the crotch area, and then feather it out. Of course, when you're doing this, you want to make sure you're giving the person a heads up that you are going to be gluing stuff down here. As you can see right now, I have the side seam marked, and you can find that with the clothes that they're wearing, and just find the line and go straight down, and then continue it all the way down to the leg. Before we cut this out, you want to grab some of these, and when you use them as tabs, you want to make sure it is on the opposite hand that you will be cutting this out. On this side, the opposite side, and then on the shoulders as well. And then mark where it should meet, indication of where these should go. Pull the tabs out and cut this out in between the plastic wrap and not the clothes. Once you have the first part out, you want to cut the plastic off. Now we're gonna get the tabs. Since we only glued part of it, we're just gonna glue the whole thing and match those lines that we drew. Grab a bigger strap, wet it, and I'm gonna put it on the inside. For the back, they can just be big strips. is how it turned out. And yes, I've also noticed until I was editing the video that they are crooked. Always make sure everything is balanced. And this is what me and Nomi made. As you can see, it is kind of inaccurate. There was a lot of mistakes and a lot of things I've learned. She mostly looks like this in drag, and most importantly, when doing the first layer, you want no wrinkles or ripples happening because that will add bulk to your form and that will kind of add size as well. What I would recommend the most is to add about 2 to 3 layers on the inside just for more support, and about 6 layers on the bottom if you do want it to stand on its own. Lastly, always add a neck piece to this or arm piece just so it's more of an accurate form to your body, so you can always customize for long sleeve or dresses. But that is the end of the video. Always remember to leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, and remember to subscribe to my channel to watch more sewing projects with me for drag queens. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.